This is Head Bustin' Boxing, and we are back in the house. And the WBC are firing back at Dillian Whyte. And according to the boxing scene, WBC president fires back at Dillian Whyte over recent claims. And let's go ahead and jump into it. World Boxing Council President Mariko Solomon has fired back in the direction of top-ranked heavyweight contender Dillian Whyte. Whyte, who sits in the #1 ranked position under the WBC, has been very vocal with his displeasure regarding the WBC not providing him with a mandatory shot against WBC World Champion Deontay Wilder. The British boxer will return on July 20th when he faces undefeated Oscar Rivas in London. And that's going to be a pretty big fight. Matter of fact, don't be surprised if Dillian loses that fight or if it's a close fight. Whyte has been riding the WBC hard for several months after the sanctioning body passed him over and ordered a mandatory shot for #3 ranked Dominique Breazeale. Wilder fought and brutally knocked out Breazeale last month in the first round at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Solomon has reacted to Whyte's statements, claiming that he's not disclosing all the facts. I have spoken at length with Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte, said Solomon. Dillian Whyte's group, but unfortunately they have turned this into a media circus, which is highly regrettable because the influence of the process. Solomon said in an interview with Dan Flexen of Seconds Out, "We have the highest respect for Dillian Whyte. He's our #1 contender, our silver champion, my friend and tremendous fighter. But to be insulted over and over again makes it very difficult to continue addressing the situation. We're going through a mediation process, but if they want to handle it through the press, it may change. We offered Dillian Whyte a fight for the interim championship since last October, and they've been stalling. I'm a little bit frustrated that British fans are only getting one side of the story. I've been getting insults on social media, trashing my father's reputation, insulting my family. We stand for justice. Our history is very clear, and we will do the just thing via the right process." Now, I've talked about this in previous videos. In my opinion, Dillian Whyte, and not even just for the WBC, but also for the IBF, and at the end of the day, maybe even the WBO in the next couple months. But Dillian Whyte can blame him and Eddie Hearn for him not getting that WBC shot. That should have been him over Dominique Breazeale. I'll be the first to admit that. But he could have righted that wrong by getting in the ring with Dominique Breazeale last year. Like he just said, they gave him the opportunity to get in the ring for an interim title shot or whatever. He could have fought Dominique Breazeale for that last year. He did not do it. I believe he fought Joseph Parker instead, which on paper, that's a better fight. I'll be the first to say. I would have preferred to see Dillian versus Joseph Parker, but far as what made sense, far as getting you closer to a title shot, if Dominique Breazeale was the mandatory, but you're the #1 contender with the silver belt, and you want to get him out the way, and they offered you the chance to fight him, and Dominique Breazeale was like, "Sure, let's fight, no problem," you should have fought him. Instead, you fought Joseph Parker, he wound up fighting Negron or whatever his name is. He knocked him out. You got into a pretty good dust up with Joseph Parker, and like I said, that looks great on your resume. But Dominique Breazeale was the mandatory. You could have took that spot. Same thing with the IBF. That's why I brought the IBF up. He could have cleared out Pulev, whatever his name, Pulev. Barat, whatever the heck his first name is. I always get it mixed up. But he could have got Pulev out of the way. The IBF mandated that last year. Did he fight him? No. So, I mean, him and Eddie Hearn, as far as I'm concerned, have made bad moves. And here's the crazy part. Dillian could have fought Anthony Joshua by now. But hey, blame your boy Eddie on that because he didn't want to pay you. So, I mean, like, Dillian Whyte should have been in the title shot. And yeah, you could say he's been the #1 contender for over a year, whatever. But at the same time, the people that was in the way of him, he could have easily moved out of the way. He could have fought Dominique Brazil. He could have fought King Kong Ortiz. Ortiz offered to fight him several times. He talked smack on social media and on interviews, but didn't sign that contract to get in the ring with him. And once again, I put a lot of that on Eddie Hearn. Because here's the thing. At one point in time, Ortiz was signed with Matchroom and whatnot. But he didn't want to put him in there with Wilder. He didn't want to put him in there with Dillian Whyte. So Ortiz got up out of there. But that's somebody you could have moved out of the way. Big Baby Miller offered to fight you. No. So who got the title shot first? Your homie Eddie Hearn. He gave him the shot. Not you. Even then, after Big Baby failed the drug test, still could have got thrown in there. Oh no, we're going to save that for Europe. In other words, you're not getting the fight, homie. It is what it is. Blame Eddie for some of this stuff, because at the end, or yourself, it's either one of the two, because at the end of the day, the WBC president said it himself. They offered you a chance to fight Dominique Brazil. That could have been you in the ring with him instead of Wilder a couple weeks ago. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. This is Head Bustin' Boxing Fight Doctor. Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what you think. Should Dillian Whyte have made smarter moves, or is the WBC screwing him out? You let me know. I would like to hear what you got to say about it. But anyway, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. This is Head Bustin' Boxing's Fight Doctor. I am out.